Welcome back to episode 3 of me suffering as I try to build a beautiful sea monster stiletto dagger that's a lovely piece of art and is actually worth money. I've made terrible choices, such as deciding to use solid steel for our handle, which needs to have these 16th century sea monsters carved into it, and is currently looking like poop. So if you'd like to watch me suffer while I try and make a piece of art, follow along. There will be many tears shed. I'm going to interrupt us. We've got to thank today's sponsor, which is Native. I've been using their aluminium and paraben-free deodorants for the last year and a half, and I have been loving it. I get to use a deodorant made with ingredients that I understand, like shea butter and coconut oil, which keeps me smelling and feeling fresh throughout the day, which is incredibly important, especially when we have the forge hot, because I'm a smelly boy otherwise. The deodorants are vegan and cruelty-free. This is citrus and herbal musk, my absolute favorite. They've got charcoal, which smells incredibly fresh, candy cane, and a huge amount more. They've got a huge selection of scents, and as you can see, they even offer plastic-free packaging. They've got free shipping to the US, and they ship to a bunch of other countries. Mrs. Steele is thrilled that I use Native deodorant. See one of the recent points about me being a smelly boy, and your wife could be thrilled that you use Native deodorants too. Go to my link in the description below, where you can get 33% off your first Native 3-pack of deodorants. Normally $36, now $24, so check them out down below. Thank you, Native. Let's get back to the video. At the end of the last episode, we used the slack belt on the grinder to get these flutes rounded out. And Mr. Will Stelter has given me some good advice to get in there with a file and see if we can straighten out these lines and get it clean with the hand tools. On to step 3, we're going to remove this material so we get our rectangle. I've got that rectangle nicely worked in. I'm now going to be working from this direction. We'll throw some red dykem on there, unfortunately not blue, and then scribe around the top profile of the beast. Some of you want to know what book it is that we are referencing. It is The Wallace Collection by Hans Pruner. And as you can see, we have the brow cut in to both of these beasts. I started with a ball burr, and I then moved to files, and by goodness, that was a good choice. I was able to get a file in there and work the angles down of the brow. Made life a lot easier. As you can see on this brow area, that's how we form the beak, the actual nose of it, and that's going to need a little more rounding out from what we already have. But we're going to round out that snout a little more and work on that eyeball area and that neck transition. Problem. Big problem. This is bad. From the outside of the handle, you can see the inside of the tang hole. That is a hole caused by going too deep. I had the beast taking shape. I had holes cut that was making the teeth and the mouth. We started carving away so much material and it was looking good. But in this little groove, this fuller that runs up here, I was coming in here to get a little more definition at the tip of the snout, the tip of where those kind of front teeth would be. And as I came across making that undercut, I just opened up that material. It was too thin, and I was playing it too close. I should have given myself much more clearance than I did between the size of the hole for the tang and the groove or filler that I cut around here. Sometimes You just gotta pet your dog, because sometimes not everything goes great in the workshop. Okie dokie. So I am currently checking out. We're ordering some 1-inch diameter round bar. So while we wait for our bronze to arrive, we're gonna tackle the blade. And I've been trying to work out, do I heat treat it before carving the fuller? Do I heat treat it after? I kind of feel like heat treating it after carving the fuller. I have no real reason to back that up other than a gut feeling. My gut feelings don't necessarily mean a whole lot considering the failure rate of our projects, but let's carve a fuller. No! Ah! No! Okay, I'm gonna change bits. I think this is dull. Ah, no! We started with this 2.2mm ball burr. And now that I've got the groove set, I'm widening it slightly with this ever so slightly larger one. After lots of sanding and filing, I finally switched over to using these jeweler's diamond wheels I have, and we polished ourselves up 2 nice grooves. I'm very happy about that. Now that the fuller is roughed in, I'm gonna heat treat it, but I still don't have the kiln set up, so we're gonna do it just like we used to do it. I've heat treated some ridiculous things in this forge, and so I don't think we're gonna have any trouble with this. I'm really happy with how that quench went. We managed to keep this thing really straight. If you ever have to do a heat treat in the forge, I highly recommend putting a bit of pipe in there. Really helps me get as even a heat as possible. So as you loyal viewers probably know, now this has been quenched, the blade's gonna be super brittle, and that's not gonna be good enough. So what we have to do is we've got to temper it. We'll be bringing it up to 200 degrees Celsius, about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll leave it there for 2 hours, let it cool down, do another 2-hour cycle, and that's pretty much the basics of tempering a simple steel like this. In case you forgot, this is 1080, which is actually one of the steels that we have for sale on the Alec Steele Co. website. And so on that fine note, we'll let the oven do the rest of the job. I've taken it easier in the workshop over the last few days since we've been blessed with a glorious spell of winter weather. It's been snowing. So my wife, Yogo, and I, we actually went to the beach this morning. It's really rare to get snow here, and I just love winter weather like this. We are at the coast with snow on the ground. This is a rare sight here in Norfolk. This dog loves the snow like you wouldn't believe. She loves it. She loves it. It's snow and sand. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, happy dog. Oh, hello. Ah, hello. Hello. Oh, and there's a bird to chase. Our dog likes chasing birds, that's for sure. Ah, no. It's now hailing. Too much fun, even in the hail. We're back in the car and now the hail's turned to snow again. This is so unique up here. This is so cool. It is just like being in Montana, except we're right on the North Norfolk coast. Unreal. Well, once we got back from the beach this morning, have a look at what was waiting for us. Our bit of phosphor bronze that we ordered last week. We're going to switch off from the blade and condense a week's worth of work into a 1-minute montage.
I was really hoping that on our bronze we'd get this far today. We've only got that rectangle, that flat spot formed, but by goodness, for a day of rushing on this bronze, we move forwards way faster than the steel.
We'll have sea monsters in no time. A big thank you to you guys for watching. A big thank you to Native for supporting my creativity.
See you on the next episode. Hopefully we don't mess this up.